folks, and welcome back, my friends. I'm Tom. The Colorcast is on the air now from CBS Television out here in Southern California. It is Wednesday night, December 3rd, 1997. And our old friend Janeane Garofalo is here tonight, who'll be doing a special program on the Comedy Central channel on New Year's. And David Milch as well, the co-creator of NYPD Blue, which appears on a different network, and the smash hit Brooklyn South, which we're happy to have here at CBS, and of course you on the toll-free as time permits. It is the last night of freedom, peace, and quiet in my home because tomorrow the dog arrives. After 61 years, I've given in to not having a canine companion, and tomorrow Oliver arrives at the house at 11 o'clock, an English sheepdog. And I can say to him time and time again during his puppy training, well, Ollie, this is certainly a fine mess you've gotten us into this time. The steaming gift of canine friendship. About to visit the little house in the hill. And of course there's the cat at home too, so I got nuclear war starting. You know, last night here I took you backstage as to how we do some operations here at the Late Late Show. And I want to give you a little more backstage. You know, those of us who do these kinds of programs do not get paid for coming in to do the show. We get paid for doing all the other things that are peripheral to doing the show. For example, I probably sign my name 500 to 750 times a month on autographed pictures, autographed postcards, which I'm very, very happy to do, you know, because I know you appreciate it and I appreciate your interest in me and the program. And then way back in the beginning, almost 3 years ago, I got the bright idea of sending a thank you note to every guest who appears on this program. Every guest who comes on this program gets a video cassette record of his or her appearance here. And I thought, you know, what a great idea to just do a little 3 or 4 line handwritten note, a thank you note to all the people who helped me in making this program possible. Well, after almost 3 years, to write 10 or 12 notes a week, it gets to be kind of a drag. And then the other thing that we do here is oftentimes we'll do phone interviews with people in the press, the newspaper, the print media, or electronically we'll go and do radio caravans or television caravans via satellite. And about 3 weeks ago, I was doing an interview with a woman from a paper back in New York, I forget which one. And she was talking to me about Bonnie Hunt, who was coming on the program, and then she was going to talk to Bonnie Hunt about how she felt about me coming on the program. And we spent about 15, 20 minutes on the phone talking about Bonnie Hunt, for whom I have great admiration, as you know. And she talked about how long I've been doing this and how long the program is on the air, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. She said, "Can I ask you one other question?" I said, "Absolutely." She said, "How long have you been living with Janeane Garofalo?" I said, "Excuse me?" She said, "Well, no, you and Janeane Garofalo live together, don't you?" I said, "Your mouth to Janeane Garofalo's ear." I said, "No, as a matter of fact, she's a delightful guest on the program." She says, "Well, the word along broadcast row is that you and Janeane Garofalo have been having a steaming affair and have been living together for some time." And I said, "Well, geez, the next time she's here, I'll check." But so when she comes out, I'll check. But I mean, what a question. Are you still living with Janeane Garofalo? Before we leave, a fellow's going down the freeway. Before we start. A fellow's going down the freeway with his wife. He's listening to the car radio. He's got the traffic helicopter on the air. And the guy is saying, to all those people driving on the 10 freeway, be very careful because there's one car that apparently is going the wrong way. And the guy looks at his wife, he says, "You know, there's about 300 cars going the wrong way." My roomie, Janeane Garofalo, is here tonight. David Milch, the co-creator of NYPD Blue, which has a terrific 90-minute episode coming up, I believe, next Tuesday night on ABC. And you on the toll-free line. I'm Tom, you're watching CBS, and thanks for catching our pictures and our stuff as we fly through the air. The Emmy-winning writer and producer David Milch shares the credit for some of the best television ever created. He's been a force behind programs that include Hill Street Blues, NYPD Blue, and Brooklyn South. And he joins us tonight to review a new groundbreaking episode of the ABC series NYPD Blue. Thanks for coming over again tonight. And from what I've heard, this 90-minute episode, which airs next Tuesday night, is based on real experience and mirrors a story that's been very much in the news where a parent kills a child, and in the case of your script, passes it off on somebody else.
Let me hurry to say that I haven't the vaguest idea what went on in the Ramsey house.
Okay.
And nevertheless, that situation, the ambiguity and unresolved nature of that crime suggested itself as a subject, and there were any number of experiences of my own that kind of fed into that. I can bore you with the etymology of some of that stuff.
Well, but no, tell me the real-life experience, because in the script that you have done for NYPD Blue, and I don't know the title of this episode,
yeah,
but from what I've read and been told,
nor do I.
The parents who have done this deed try and pass it off on a street person, a homeless person.
The
and
father,
there was a homeless person in your life that mirrors some of the attributes of the character we're going to see in the thing. If you want to swap chairs, you can ask the questions. You know.
Not at all. The dad did it. His wife is a kind of horrified, repressed collaborator in it. But the guy you're talking about, after I had some health problems the first year that I was working on NYPD Blue, and I started to work out. This is under the category of closing the barn door after Bossy is grazing in the meadow. And when I would drive home afterwards, there was this homeless fellow, big black man, who was a mute, who lived behind the gym. And because water seeks its own level, you know, I would stop and sit there, and we worked out a kind of sign language.
Oh, sure, to communicate, okay.
And
give him food. And
his name was Israel. He had a little piece of paper which identified him, and he would point inscrutably, as it turned out, to passages in the Bible, and with great satisfaction and signification, you know, and I would nod as if I understood what the... but he was such a sweet-spirited man. I would take my I'd have my kids on holidays cook meals, and we would go and
nice.
Share them with Israel. And so when I began to work on this episode, it seemed to me that without getting too significant, the image of the Bible as unavailable in addressing situations such as the murder of a child by his father was a fertile one, and so that's a kind of motif that runs through it. It was a privilege to work on that story, and
let me ask you something. Is this a tough story?
Oh, yeah.
You know, like you're opening 10 Minutes of Brooklyn South. It was tough, David. You know,
this is a lot tougher. This is a lot tougher. There's, in the episode that's upcoming, there is a sequence where the mother finally has to close emotionally with what her husband has done. That was unbearable for me to watch. And this poor woman, the actress, had to go down and get that, as you know, at a bunch of different angles. And it was
so then it's a tough script for your actors, too.
I said at the beginning...
What about Jimmy and Dennis?
Yeah, I said at the beginning, we're all going to go to hell, but let's all remember we're all coming back. They all had tremendous difficulty with it, and because actors are their own instrument, their uneasiness expressed itself, you know, in kind of technical ways. But the fact was, it was just horrible, horrible material, and the ambivalence that they felt as actors was translated. You know, a cop has to sort of suspend his own feelings and act as if, in a way, to draw out the perpetrator, and you pay a price for that. Whenever you're unable to express your own genuine emotions, at a certain point you begin to lose touch with those genuine emotions, and so it wasn't a pleasant set, but we were all at the end very proud that we hadn't taken any shortcuts, and ABC, to its credit, gave rather than cut the material, gave us an extra half hour, and as you know, that happens all the time.
Yeah, right. Business. Oh, yeah. Please give us more. Yeah, yeah. Every night CBS says, please go till 3 in the morning. Yeah, right. Sure. Actors. You know, Hitchcock once described actors as people who should be treated like cattle. He meant it not in the way he said it, but your take on actors as people, they've got to be special people. Dennis Franz is a special man.
Sure, and you know, I have to be alert, because the conventional wisdom about actors is not that dissimilar from the wisdom about writers, which is we're children, you know, and
living in dreamland,
we need to be coddled,
Fantasyland,
and that's only about 88% true.
True.
The, but the fact is that because an actor has to use himself in his profession, you know, you and I get to go home, but an actor is with himself both personally and professionally every minute. And it would take a stronger nature than mine, for example, to avoid a certain narcissism. Some of them express that in a more benign fashion than others. The original co-star of NYPD Blue, you know, is in Webster's dictionary, his picture next to acquired taste. You know, he sort of couldn't wrangle and reconcile those things. Mm-hmm. Jimmy and Dennis, as well as the other regulars on NYPD Blue, are a pleasure to work with, despite the fact that they have certain insecurities, unlike you and I.
But how could they? Oh, you and I have very definite and obvious insecurities. Oh yes. And how could Dennis Franz or Jimmy Smits not have insecurity? Look at the tight wire that they walk on that program, you know, and others whose names I wish I could bring to mind right now.
Well, there were Gordon Clapp and Nikki Turturro and Kim Delaney, who is there's a secret. It is Kim Delaney who has to draw the mother out and bring her to confront this
the deed of the father
thing,
the monster.
And as we say at the racetrack, she didn't leave anything in the barn.
Yeah.
You know.
Speaking of racetrack, you have a new one, don't you?
I do have a new one.
You have a new little toy.
Yes, and this is, as we were just talking about narcissism, this is a horse that I had some small part in purchasing, and he had been out of the money in 10 straight races, and you know that's the dream of every owner, to be able to appropriate the expertise of the people who really have to do it, the trainer and the jockey, say, yes, this was me. And we claimed him for 50 grand, and he has won 300,000 in 4 months, just broke the world's record.
Really?
And I now fancy myself quite an expert in the equine area.
I'm sure you do. Back here with David Milch. NYPD Blue airs on Wednesdays on another network. Brooklyn South is here on CBS on Mondays. Back with David and you on the toll-free after this break. David Milch, and may I sit corrected here, NYPD Blue appears on ABC on Tuesday evenings, not on Wednesday. Sure. Here is Jorge on the toll-free in New York City. Jorge, welcome to CBS Late Night.
Thanks a lot, Tom. I salute you for having writers on your show.
Thank you.
I'm also from Buffalo, New York.
Oh, great.
Yeah, and I'm also a accredited TV writer. I want to gig on your show.
Okay.
But my question goes to writing, actual writing. Does the best writing come from your personal life? Does your best writing, and is it a difficult process when you sit down there to write something that you know is very personal to you?
Jorge, it's inevitably a combination. In this episode, there is a moment where the perpetrator of this horrible deed talks about having been sexually abused himself, and that, in fact, was drawn from my own experience. On the other hand, thank God I have not been driven to the sort of thing that this man was. So there is that combination of lived experience with the extension or extrapolation of that into the imagination. And if you're any good, you merge the two.
Yeah.
Good luck with your writing.
Thank you very much. You and Fontana are my heroes.
Thank you.
Okay, Jorge. Have a happy holiday season. Thanks for watching, okay?
Thanks, Tom.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Do I want to go into your own personal experience of sexual abuse?
Well, it wasn't much fun for me. I was at a camp, and I was a young kid, and I was homesick, and I would cry at night, and blessed Uncle Gil, the counselor, all the counselors were called uncles.
Uncle, yeah.
Yeah, and he would take, when he was OD, on duty, the normal counselors were at the roadhouse bars getting loaded, and Uncle Gil never seemed to mind being on duty. and he would come and sit at my bed and console me for being homesick, and ultimately was kind enough to take my hand and guide it between his legs. His generosity really
overwhelming,
virtually knew no limit.
Have you moved beyond that? Have you been able to get beyond that?
Yeah, I hope so. I mean, I repressed that for a long time, and I suddenly remember, oh, Uncle Gil.
Yeah.
But I mean, if I've been traumatized in any permanent way, it still eludes me. I do hope that he suffers a horrible disease every 3 or 4 weeks. But.
Yeah, or dies soon. Yeah. And what about you? Are you okay? I mean, we talk about you from time to time.
Well, I'm ambulatory.
Yeah, yes, you are. But you got that grin on your face tonight.
Yes, the old Cheshire, as if I've been misbehaving.
Canary fed would be the term I'd use, sir.
Well, I'm you know, every day is a challenge. But am I okay? Yeah, I'm okay. I'm blessed with love and work that calls out the best in me. I don't know that you can ask for more than that.
And how do you handle, and we've talked about this before, you have bouts with depression. You have little manic moments.
Periodically.
Do you take medication for these moments?
I don't take as much as is prescribed, but I take some. And that, you know, I guess it helps. I
mean, like, how do you know when the depression is coming on, when the manic moment is going to happen?
Well, depression and mania, as you know, are two different things. Yeah. The manic moments, yesterday, for my sins, I had been asked to speak at the Academy of Television.
You mean a punishment?
Yeah, so I don't get to work out, which is my salvation every day, and I don't get to eat. So I stop on my way to the blessed Academy there, and I buy some. I'm gonna buy a cup of coffee and some biscuits. But little mania surfaces, so I buy 4 dozen containers of biscuits.
Right.
Because the stupid subject of this meeting, the colloquium, is writing in the 90s, which of course is totally different from writing in the 80s, or if we're all lucky enough,
2000,
in the next decade.
Writing changes every
So, and this biscuit that's advertised, the biscuit for the 90s. So I figure, well, if these morons are going to have this subject, I'm going to throw out the biscuits.
You want to write for the 90s? You eat the biscuit.
You eat the biscuits for the 90s. So I buy all these gross of biscuits. Here I come into the museum, and this anal retentive at the door. Well, you can't bring organic matter. You know,
to
the Constitution of the Academy stipulates A, no original thinking, and B, no biscuits. So she stops me. Now I have no food, and I am in a sour mood.
Right.
So I'm upstairs with my fellow sufferers, all writers of the 90s, and one of whom, I have to say, without naming names, is attired in a way that evokes, you know, the alien queen in Alien 3 when Sigourney Weaver finally... Yeah. That's what this woman looked like.
Okay, let me have you hold it right there.
Sorry.
All right, freeze on the alien queen, okay?
Oh, God, how can I say that?
And back to hear the rest of the story with David Milch after these messages. With David Milch. So you're at the function and you're with your fellow panel members who are going to discuss writing in the 90s.
For all of whom I nourish the most profound admiration, both personally and professionally. Having said which, this was an experience in tedium and posturing and hypocrisy, you know, equal only to my last visit to the Academy, which I don't remember when it happened. But
I wouldn't be looking to get
another one.
Yeah, I think you probably have had your day up there.
Yeah, how about that? And I had the same experience with the Humanitas. You know, I won the Humanitas Prize and then was invited to give the Humanitas lecture, and again made the mistake of telling the truth in response to some question. And the next, and the headline the next day in the Washington Post was NYPD Blue creator admits he's a racist. The question was, how do you write the character of Sipowicz? I said, everyone has an element of racism in him. Never answer candidly.
No. Now, let me ask you here about when the whole thing was over at the Academy.
Yes?
Did you reward...
When the wave breaks on the beach, you mean? The
yeah,
manic
but I
wave,
mean,
and there you are?
Did you reward yourself for being a good soldier and putting up with the tedium and boredom of it all?
You're a naughty one, Tom.
Yes, I know.
I had actually rewarded myself prior,
really?
And in fact during. So, but it was then only a passion for consistency which persuaded me to reward myself after as well.
You know, the holidays are approaching, as we know. And
yes.
during... And
always an occasion for merriment in my house. What's Dad doing in the attic? It's the blackest place.
Is it hard for you to avoid temptation during the holidays?
Temptation?
Yeah. You know, to have a couple. No, it's not hard because I yield almost immediately. But you know, the big trick is it's January 2nd and we're all here. Whatever gets us to that point, you know, I'm in favor. I don't mean to be cavalier. I understand
about this, but you know, to be a little more serious for a moment, I think the darks. I'm writing as well as I ever have, and I'm so proud of the work that we're doing. And I think the dark side of that is that sometimes you are tempted to draw on resources you don't really have to keep going. And that may be happening more frequently than it used to, and if I were smarter, it would be a subject for genuine concern.
Meaning?
Well, you know, it's probably more prudent to only do what you're able to do naturally rather than making demands of yourself that you're only able to satisfy, you know, with analgesics or whatever else. So that's I'm so glad I come to see you, Tom, because...
Well, it's like it's therapy.
You know, I have an analyst, and I'm supposed to see him twice a week, and I haven't been in months. And this is the surrogate.
You're fine. Thanks for coming over.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, doctor.
Okay, doctor. Happy holidays to you, my friend. See you soon. Take care. David Milch, NYPD Blue. Special episode coming up Tuesday on ABC. Back to wrap it up after this short break. So funny because every time he comes here, he brings a whole wad of lottery tickets. You know, those things you scratch off. And I gave them to the crew tonight because one time me and my associate scratched for 3 hours. I told you we won $2 and a free ticket. I mean, you please. Tomorrow night, Clint Black is here and the author Andrew Carroll. I hope you'll join us then. I'm Tom, reminding you not to worry about temptation because as you get older, it starts avoiding you. Back tomorrow night, same time, same station. Good night, everybody.
Fighting infertility, find out the practical side of getting pregnant.
Happy New Year, everybody, and welcome back to live programs, my friends. I'm Tom. The Colorcast is on the air now from CBS Television out here in Los Angeles, California. It is Monday night, the 5th of January, 1998, and our old friend George Segal is here tonight, along with a look back at some moments of our first 3 years as we begin our 4th year this week here on CBS. You know, many of you are so happy that the holiday season is over and the cards have all been sent and the presents have all been opened and all the bills are coming and it's over. But for us, we now begin anniversary week. We continue to celebrate for still, We haven't had enough with Christmas and New Year's. We now begin anniversary week with a special champagne and shrimp party following the color cast here in the studio tonight, to which you are all invited. I finished up my vacation. I love Christmas so much. You know, my granddaughter's involved, and my mom and my brother John and sister Mary Carol come out from Dallas, and we celebrate the holiday big time. And it's a great time, and you know, I have the 2 weeks off. I don't have to work, and it's good. I can go up to Northern California for a while. I dropped the dog Oliver off at his mom's house, the Breeders, a week ago today. And, you know, I've never had a dog like Bill Clinton. I'm learning every day. And when you take the dog to board him for a week, he looks at you and so much as says, where the hell do you think you're going? What did I do? You know, so he's fine. I'll get him tomorrow. And I spent my last day of vacation yesterday watching the Packers, who I love dearly, beat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And then last night, we just spent a quiet night at home in Northern California watching this movie on NBC. And now I have to fly back today, okay? And I'm watching this picture, and all of a sudden there's a mid-air collision of planes, and the air traffic control system goes out, and there's panic in the skies and screaming and yelling. And I look at Pamela, I say, why am I watching this damn thing? I got to fly tomorrow. What am I watching this damn movie? So we turn that off. So I get to the airport this morning. It's all very nice. The weather in San Francisco is great. And I bump into a guy I'll just call Jim, who I've flown back and forth with a couple of times. You know, we bump into each other at the airport because he commutes, as I do, between Northern California and Burbank. So we're flying down, we're having a pop. He says, you know what I want to talk about today? I said, no. He says, I want to talk about this clear air turbulence where the plane falls 1,000 feet. I said, geez, what are you talking about? Can't you think of anything else in the world that we could talk about besides turbulence? And just then, of course, we hit a little bump, and I'm out of the seat like this, you know? Like, well, the guy whose number's up, get off the plane, you know? Jeez. So anyway, I'm glad to be back with you, and I thank you for your support over the past 3 years, and I want to share with you some of the moments that we all experienced during 1997, starting with an appearance here by Alec Baldwin, about 3-4 months ago. Alec Baldwin was talking about playing, I believe, Little League baseball and not paying strict attention to what was happening on the baseball field. And here is the story he told. This is Alec Baldwin.
When I was a kid, I was playing baseball. There was a woman who lived in our neighborhood who gave, she was studying for her psychology thesis. And she gave IQ tests to all the kids in the neighborhood. And I was like 7 or 8. Yeah. And if I do say so myself, I did pretty well on this test. And my mother, of course, ran with that. You know what I mean? That wasn't my excuse for it.
My boy is a genius,
right? My son is a genius. He can't. My father used to say that to me. He used to say to me, well, you know, driving is tough because it's so easy. He said it's so distracting. You know, if you're a bad driver, it's sometimes because it's just so easy you can't concentrate. You know, if you're a genius, you know what I mean? So I was playing baseball one time, and I was in Little League, and I was in the outfield, and very Walter Mitty-ish, you know, I suddenly tune out the game entirely. There's a guy over there, he's, you know, raking his leaves, and I'm thinking, I wonder what that guy's life is like. I wonder where he met his wife, and how long have they lived in that house, and now the guy's up to bat, the pitcher's winding up, and I'm going, and I wonder how many children he has, and what kind of a future he wants for his family. The pitch goes over the plate, crack, the guy hits the ball right at me. I'm deaf now. I'm not even tuned in. Yeah. And the ball is hissing toward me and whistling over my head, and I can't see all the players on my team going, what are you doing? And I'm sitting there going, and I wonder what he had for breakfast this morning. And all of a sudden, right as the ball goes thunk on the ground and goes rolling past me, I snap out of it, and I hear all the sound of people screaming and people looking at me. I'm going, huh? What? What? I run and get the ball, 3 runs score, we lose the game, I walk back in, and a big word that people used back then, coaches, they would say the word, when I was a kid, their favorite word was hump.
Hump, yeah.
So I walked in, the guy goes, nice play, Baldwin. You hump. I don't know what it meant. They'd always say that. If you didn't have your jock at gym that day, the gym teacher would say, all right, jock check. And they'd make you pull your pants down, and he'd say, no jock for you, Baldwin. You hump. They kind of groaned under their breath. You hump. Baldwin, you hump. So I walk in after the play, and the guy goes, nice play, Baldwin. You hump. And my mother comes bolting out of the stands and goes, how dare you speak to him that way? He can't concentrate on this silly game because he's a genius. And I look at my mother, and I'm going, no, shh, please, no, Mom, no. He's a genius. He can't be bothered with these silly games. Mrs. Baldwin, sit down, you hump. And the guy looked at me. For the rest of the thing, he'd sit there and he'd go, all right, second base, Baker. Third base, Wilson. Right field, genius. I'm sorry.
We should go home now, you know. We should say goodnight, everybody, right now. George Segal is here tonight, you on the toll-free, and more from our past year. Thank you all for watching. You're watching CBS, and I thank you for catching our pictures as we fly them through the air.
Here's big news. Know how you love the great flavor of extra sugar-free gum? Now the flavor lasts longer than ever. So you can enjoy more of life's little extras. Like extra mileage, extra innings, even extra credit. And the flavor will last right through. Extra's flavor now lasts so long, it may even attract some extra attention. So take any extra steps you need to try new Extra. Why? Now the flavor you love lasts longer than ever.
Stampede tomorrow night, 2 a.m.
Our friend George Segal is here to begin Anniversary Week, bringing with him his amusing life, his world, and his banjo. George Segal currently stars in the hit NBC broadcast called Just Shoot Me, and I'm always pleased to welcome Mr. S to our stage, and thanks for coming over. Now, I have a little surprise for you tonight. Okay. And I'm glad that you're here because, you know, you are now a huge star. You've been reborn in Just Shoot Me over on NBC.
All right, let's not.
I got a magazine at the house today. It's a new issue of have you seen this?
No.
New issue of Satellite TV Week, and the cover is Just Shoot Me.
Hey.
And I have this on still frame. It's on the screen now, and there on the right-hand side is George as one of the stars of the show. Now, if you open the magazine up, there's a whole story in here, and you're in both pictures.
I'm in all the pictures.
You are the only cast member who is in all the pictures. You're in the picture up at the top with the whole cast, and then there's just you and one of the leading ladies at the bottom there.
Yes, right.
So congratulations.
Well, thank you.
And for your scrapbook.
Oh, well, thank you.
You're
so
very welcome.
There's a gift involved.
Yes,
in this
yes.
post-Yuletide
Yes,
season.
that's right.
Well, thank you.
We're the show that never stops giving.
Is that what
that's
you
right.
are?
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's beautiful then.
In fact, the show itself is a dead giveaway.
This show, that's a joke on a joke.
Yes, right.
Okay, I'm just noting it.
Good.
Well, thank you. Well, you don't want me to read this now? Or
No, I certainly don't.
Because this is probably just a lot of puff stuff.
Yeah, it is. It tells how good you are and all the cast members.
Yeah, I'm finding that when you're in a show like this, that everybody likes you in a kind of way.
As a matter of fact, I hear along Broadcast Row.
Ah, yes. Yes.
That your show may well replace Seinfeld when it leaves NBC next season.
I don't think anyone could do
on
that.
Thursday at 9:30 or 9 o'clock.
I thought they were just going to have a hole there because there's nothing that funny.
Well,
they just hang their heads during that half hour.
We were hoping that here.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, now, may I ask you a question?
Sure.
Okay. Because, you know, I do spend some time. They make you come here at 9 o'clock. Why, I don't know.
To get you ready.
Well, but you mean ready with capital R. Ready.
Ready.
You
Right.
Ready, just like
Hair,
a horse.
makeup, suit,
Well, yes, but
tie,
that doesn't take
Yeah.
Okay, but okay, it's good to be here, and it's like 5 minutes, please, Mr. Segal. Anyway, this time, as opposed to all the other times, they showed me a clip, actually, of you, which I found rather amusing.
A clip of me?
A clip of you acting. And I guess that's one of the reasons that I'm here, because that's what I do when I'm not doing this.
This is a CBS News special report. I'm Rick Jackson. Former entertainer and Congressman Sonny Bono has died. A spokesman for the 62-year-old says authorities found Bono's body last night at a ski resort in South Lake Tahoe. His body was discovered on the Nevada side of the mountain. A ski patrol launched a search early last night after he was reported missing. Again, former entertainer and Congressman Sonny Bono has died in a skiing accident. Stay tuned to this CBS station for further details. I'm Rick Jackson, CBS News, New York.
This has been a CBS News special report.
And the leading guy says an hour, and no, and Chuck
Connor's half hour, right?
A half hour.
Yeah.
He corrected him.
Yeah.
So that couldn't have taken place if you hadn't set that up in that way. Could we see that one more time?
No, we can't. And I'll tell you why we can't. It's 3,500 every time we roll it.
Oh, really?
Yeah, or can we do it more than once?
Yes, we can.
Oh, is it another 3,500?
So you got, oh yeah, you could, because the best part is you riding in. Did you do much riding
Stop it,
before
I never
this?
rode by.
Well, I had to do that
let-
too in
let-
Western.
Let me tell you the funny part about that show. It was done in when, 61?
Yes.
All right, now I moved from California in 1974 to New York for 12 years, and you know they rerun these shows over and over again on all these cable channels.
Right.
And you know, being an actor, I believe the Attorney General of California, if they can't find you, they send the residual checks to his office, and he sends you a note. So now, 1986, 25 years after this thing has been on ABC, I get a letter at home. If you're the Tom Snyder who appeared in The Rifleman in 1961, we have your residual check for you. Please just send us your Social Security number. We'll send you the check. I thought after 25 years how many thousands of dollars I couldn't even count, right? $89.42.
Well, congratulations.
So the holidays for you and your fair Sonia, you went abroad to London, United Kingdom?
Yes, yes, but I hate whiners and complainers, but let me just do a little.
Okay.
Okay. So I had a cold, but we made this plan, and Sonia had never really been to London before, and I'd been there, and I wanted to show her my London, George's London, and I had this old friend, John Standing, and a wonderful actor who's in a play there now, and we were going to see him and other friends that I have. And have an English Christmas. There's nothing like a Dickens English Christmas.
Oh, sure.
So I got off the plane, and the cold got worse because it's London and it's
damp,
dank.
right?
It's all those things that you hear about.
Yeah.
It's also that, as well as being in this vibrant city. So, and then Sonia must have either got it from me or from the plane or whatever it is. She got this cough, and we were really sick. So about a Are you doing an impression?
No,
of
but I mean,
cold?
usually, the lady in my life has a cold, and when she coughs, she goes.
Well,
my
lady, Sonia, does not do that. She gets deep. This is kind of a almost superficial.
Yeah, Cher Sailor Flynn.
You know, I somehow thought this was going to be all dignified because it was an anniversary show.
Oh, come on.
Okay.
What do you think this is? What do you think you are, Windsor Palace, for God's sake?
Well,
Jeez.
okay.
So now you and the fair Sonia are not well.
Right, and we're in this like a Georgian, it was a beautiful hotel called the Beaufort. And it's on Beaufort Gardens, which is right near Harrods. It's in Knightsbridge. It's really lovely.
Very nice.
Yes,
very
it's
nice.
really
So you're
nice.
comfortable there? And
Well, yes, but when I stayed there, I did a show there about a couple of years ago, and I stayed there by myself, and there was nobody over me. And this time there was some kids and a family, and the kids were running by, and we weren't feeling that well. So I asked for a room where there wouldn't be the kids, but so we went under the parents of the kids. And they did a lot of walking.
Oh, so you hear it, you know?
Yeah, a lot of like panthers and lions in the, you know how they walk in the zoo, they just keep moving around.
Pacing back
you
and
could
forth,
hear
yeah.
everything because it's not one of those. So
and
we
they
looked at
probably
each-
weren't getting along with all that pacing back and forth.
Or well, maybe one of them was thinking and the other was sleeping.
There
I
you
had
go.
a lot of scenarios for what was going on up there because that's all I had to think about.
Well, we know one thing that wasn't going on, right?
Yes, we do know that.
Yeah,
Yes, and I thought about that. Come all the way to London and pace. Anyway, so we had Christmas, and then we were going to be through New Year's and see John on the play and all that, and then Sonia said, well, why are we making ourselves do this? And we just called the travel agent and came back.
Home. But did you have the traditional English Christmas dinner?
We did, yes. They had the
turkey and the
yes,
puddings and all.
the puddings, and they have this white sauce. It's a bread sauce of some kind.
Yeah.
I'm used to a kind of a turkey gravy. I think we're all used to that.
Yeah, well, you have to have gravy or turkey stops right here.
No question about that. And think about the stuffing.
Yeah.
And then they had Brussels sprouts, which I'm not a big fan of.
No.
But they put it with nuts, and there was a whole kind of Christmas festive thing. That was one of the high points, actually, the Brussels sprouts, I can tell you.
Now, knowing you to be a Jewish man, you celebrate Christmas?
How do you know me as a Jewish man?
Because you told me a long time ago.
Have we seen each other in shul?
No, but you told me one time about how you as a Jewish kid went to the Quaker school.
Ah, yes, right.
And I said to you that some of my best Jews were friends, right? But you do celebrate Christmas, or you observe it?
Yes. No, we were like political. We weren't really observing Jews. We weren't religious in that sense. And I think there was a whole wave of immigrants who came over where religion hadn't served them in the countries from which they came, and they abjured that in this. In any case, I don't know anything about that. All I know is we had a Christmas tree, and we had Christmas.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine. And so then you had the dinner, and then you came home.
You just get people all riled up, and
you got yourself riled up.
Sure, I did. Get you riled up. So, this is an anniversary show, and I'm not getting any sense of the solemnity of the occasion. I wore a dark tie. You're in a damn pink shirt. I don't believe this.
Well, because we celebrate differently here.
Okay.
We believe in letting it all go. And by the way, you're allowed to stay after the show tonight. We have champagne and shrimp.
Really?
It's a tradition here on anniversary night. We have champagne and shrimp.
Isn't that a coincidence? Because I was at the market today, because Sonia's not really ambulatory, you know. She
doesn't get around, right?
Right. So, so I got some shrimp. These tiger prawns look really good.
Oh, yeah.
And they devein them. They take the shell off. And did you know, all you have to do, Sonia taught me this, is you just put in about 4 cups of water, and then you bring it to a boil, and you throw the shrimp in, and then by the time you bring it back to a boil again, they're all pink, and they're ready to throw them on ice. And it's fabulous with the cocktail sauce, with a little horseradish. That's correct. And some fresh lemon juice.
Back with Chef Segal here on the TV Food Network. George is one of the stars of Just Shoot Me on the NBC television network. It'll be taking Seinfeld's place as their big hit there.
We don't know that.
We're cheering for you, George.
Thank you, Tom.
And we'll be right back with George. You on the toll-free at 1-800-952-2788 after this quick break.
Joe, get something to eat and get some rest.
All right, Michael, we'll eat over at the hotel.
Have Holly scramble some eggs for us.
By the way, how long before we ride out again?
In an hour. Half hour. Half hour.
Take me down.
This Friday.
In case you haven't noticed, we're not firemen.
Dive in. Hold on. And get ready for the storm. Howie Long. Firestorm. Rated R. Friday, only in theaters.
Back with George Segal, the star of Just Shoot Me, over on NBC. Here's Ross on the toll-free in New York City. Hi, Ross, and welcome to CBS.
Hey, George. How you doing? Tom, happy anniversary.
Thank you very much, Ross. Thank you for acknowledging that I'm here.
No problem. George, my question is, early on in your career, when you were a struggling actor, did you ever consider and possibly changing careers, going into a different line of work? And if so, what would that have been?
Thank you, Ross. I've been asked this before. I don't know what I would have done. I don't even know how I got here. I never really had a plan. But I liked Alan Ladd. I knew that as a kid. And if he could do that, I thought somebody else could do that as well.
And like when you were in school, did you have any ambitions other than performing? Did you ever want to be a journalist or an architect or an engineer or any of the hundreds of occupations that are available to people when they go to school?
Do you want me to jump in here?
Please.
The answer is a simple no.
No.
But I was enjoying your alacrity.
Yeah. No, the answer is, Ross, he never wanted to be anything else, and if you had not been an actor, you have no idea what would have happened to you.
No, but does anyone, if they didn't do what they were going to,
no, most people probably don't. Although some people have teaching degrees, that they have fallback positions. You had no fallback.
I had no fallback position because the thing was so outrageous to begin with. It was like such a crapshoot to go to the Squire Theater in Great Neck and see Alan Ladd and This Gun for Hire and say, that looks like a good job.
Yeah.
That's
I like
job.
That. Yeah.
So you got to throw all your eggs into that.
And did you know that
you can't have a backup?
Yeah. But you knew that he was acting and that
Oh yeah. And so I did everything that I could in my life to be him.
Gotcha. So, Ross, that's the answer.
And then dial your operator.
I think
Ross left a long time ago. he heard the... He says, I'm getting out of here.
Oh, God, that was part of the show, wasn't it?
Over the years,
yes.
you and I've watched you with Johnny Carson and others, Merv Griffin, you are truly almost the perfect talk show guest. I don't know if anybody's ever told you that. Mm-hmm. Because you come to play. And do you, when you come to do these things, do you have a game plan when you come in? Like, remember you were on Carson all the time, and you were always very, very funny. And here you're very funny. Do you come with an agenda of some kind?
No, to stay out of my own way is mainly what I try to do. And then you take shots. We went with the cough thing, and I regret that. And I know I'm going to watch this tonight, and I'm going to say, why did you go with that cough thing? I had nowhere to go with it and nothing in mind, but that's part of the game.
That's right.
So you understand, and you're a governor also, and Carson was a governor, and Merv was a governor, and so I trust. It's got to do with trust. Mm-hmm. That I trust being out on the wire with you because I know you'll guide me. You didn't help me much on the cough thing, well, but we bounced back, and that's good. Oh, my God. I don't know how... you see something like that happen, you say, well, what's the downside? Yeah. That's the downside.
But are there secrets to being on a talk show? Like, if you're on with other guests, like here it's just you and me, but I've seen you, for example, with, like, Kirk Douglas, and you were on The Tonight Show, and Johnny's talking to him, then you're listening to what they're talking about, so if you have to become involved, you have a place to go.
Yeah. Yes. I did do the show with
Kirk Douglas.
Hosted it. Now, there's a man who had a plan. He said, I host it once a year. You don't want the overexposure. I go on with Bert, and I do something on the Academy Awards, a musical thing, but not too much of it.
Right.
And he asked me to bring on the banjo with him, which
as we do here.
Yeah, as you do here,
right.
But actually I played with him. Yeah. And I said, well, what are we going to do? And he said, we're going to do Bye Bye Blues. And I didn't really know Bye Bye Blues, but he said, I'll show you. And he showed me. Yeah. I said, well, could we do something else? And he said, no, that's it. That's Bye Bye Blues is what I do, right. And that's what we're going to do here. So there's a guy with a plan. And I'm a guy sans plan. That's French for without.
Without plan. Gotcha, gotcha. See, the idea of having the banjo here is the millions who are watching are saying, I can't wait for him to pick up the banjo and play.
Right.
And we wait him out.
Because you're smart. Because this is the big show.
Speaking of Kirk Douglas, please. I have a little... Now, would you mind if we showed a clip of somebody else while you're still here?
I'd be delighted.
Okay.
I thought that's what the purpose of this... I said, what is an anniversary show to this guy who calls? It's always a faceless person
That's right.
On the phone.
That's right.
And they said, well, there's going to be you and Tom, and going to be clips.
Oh, okay.
So, hey.
See, I always feel bad if we play a clip that we're somehow detracting from you.
You can't detract from me, baby.
Okay, okay.
I'm here to play.
Kirk Douglas was here after he sustained a stroke and after he was honored by the Academy Award and after he had written a new book and his first was published in paperback. And here is a part of what Kirk said when he was on this program about 3 or 4 months ago.
The worst thing is the frustration, and that brings out the depression. And for a time you don't want to do anything. You're so ashamed. I mean, after all, I'm an actor, but an actor who can't talk and can hardly walk is not much of an actor. But you can't give up.
Bravo.
You can't give up.
Bravo. Don't give up. Huh?
Yeah.
That's
So here I am babbling, but you understand.
I understand every word you say.
Good.
And I really love the smile that comes to your face when you talk about having a sense of humor over all the nonsense that we all go through in life. And we all do.
Even when I wrote my book, I tried to also have humor in it, to laugh at myself. You know, life is funny, really. If you take it too serious, you're making a big mistake.
That was Kirk Douglas here back in August of 1997. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. George Segal.
We were strolling out one evening by the silvery moon. You could hear somebody singing a familiar tune. So we stopped a while to listen. Not a word we wanted to miss. And it was just somebody serenading, and it sounded something like, won't you come along, Randy? There's a minister handy. And show would be dandy. If you let him hit the fee of $1 or two, now won't you?
Now, the scat version of Mandy is sung by George Segal.
It just went away. It just went away. But
I understand.
I've had a cold.
I understand.
Okay.
And you've been not well as well.
Well, and that was kind of a tribute to Kirk. That's so moving.
Isn't
what
that
guy's
something? You know, he
doing.
was funny. He told a story where he and his son Michael were talking about making a movie together.
Yeah.
And Michael said, now, Dad, when you can talk like me again, we can make a movie together. And Kirk says, no, Michael, when you talk like me, we can, huh?
Oh.
Yeah. Still's got the sense of humor.
Yeah.
Still got the touch. Back with George Segal and you on the toll-free after this break. And clips, too. Clips galore.
I'm on an all-night flight when suddenly, terrible heartburn. The guy in the next seat says, here, try this, Zantac 75. Thanks, I say. I really ought to talk to a doctor about what to try. He says, you just did.
The medicine in Zantac 75 is the #1 doctor-prescribed acid reducer. It relieves even your toughest heartburn, controlling acid for up to 12 hours.
Thanks, doctor, wherever you are.
Zantac 75, the final word in heartburn relief.
The Whopper has 39 grams of fat. To counteract the effects of a fat-filled lunch, choose the burger joint farthest from you and run there. Or go to Subway, where you can get a fresh sandwich under 6 grams of fat. Subway, the way a sandwich should be.
How to speak Australian. Salad. Beer. Foster's, Australian for beer.
Now. Can you come home?
I'm in the middle of nowhere. It took weeks from news to reach its destination. Today, neither time nor distance can keep us from sharing our lives.
Breathe, honey. Hey, can you get another contraction?
You're supposed to keep counting.
5, 6, 7.
Philips introduces ISIS, the cellular phone that can let you talk up to 6 long hours.
I love you, honey. Honey?
ISIS from Philips.
You been working out? You look good.
You think so?
Yeah.
Harm thought he'd never see her again.
You know how many times I almost called you?
But now she's come back into his life.
I'm gonna lose myself in you.
Jag, CBS Tuesday. Wednesday.
Did you do any dieting before you got pregnant?
Before you start your next diet,
Any diet pills? Fen.
you better see Chicago Hope.
She's an acute pulmonary edema. Wife's heart is failing.
Or this could be you.
I can't help you.
She can't have the baby and she can't have the surgery.
And all the Chicago Hope Shockers, CBS Wednesday.
I'm not an actor. I'm Police Chief John Marriott of Pennsylvania. I'm here today to introduce the Club LX, the newest, strongest, most effective anti-theft device available. The new Club LX locks itself, and when it's on your steering wheel, it's guarding your car from theft. Its new solid steel hooks makes its construction the best there is. The high visibility of the Club has always sent thieves looking for an easier target. The new Club LX takes visibility a step further by featuring a special glow-in-the-dark band that lets thieves know that, day or night, your car is protected. Plus, the Club LX is guaranteed for up to $1,000. To get the best anti-theft protection available today, you need to protect your car with the Club LX. Look for the famous Club name on the handle. The Club. It works. Get yours today and protect your car tonight.
Can you believe we've been married 5 months already?
It seems like 5 years.
Oh.
Only kidding.
So where do you see us in 5 years?
Well, once I finish my client server training at Computer Learning Center, I'll have a great job, and then lots of things are possible.
A house?
I sure hope so.
And kids?
Well, sure. My new client server skills can help us get all the things we want.
So what are you lying around here for? You better get to work and get good grades.
For you, anything.
I love you.
Live the dream. Call Computer Learning Center toll-free at 1-888-JOIN-CLC.
With George Segal, here is Polly on the toll-free again in New York City. Hi, Polly, you're on the air.
Hello, this is...
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Polly, you're on.
Hi, how are you?
Fine, thank you. How are you?
I'm fine. I just called to wish you a happy anniversary.
Well, thank you very much. Now, why is George laughing at the sound of your name?
Well, because probably my last name is Segal.
Oh,
That's
really?
my daughter, Polly.
Oh, for heaven's sake.
And we were talking today, and I said, well,
No
you know, you're
kidding.
going to be seeing it live in New York. Why don't you call in?
For heaven's sake.
And she said, all right, I'll ask you what your favorite movie is. I mean, we had this comedy conversation.
Unbelievable.
Yes. His wish is my command.
Hi, sweetie.
Hi.
Well, has this ever happened? But I'm sure people
Well,
have
there
done
have been rare coincidences like this. Yes.
Well, this is like the fixes it.
I know.
Well,
I just called to say
congratulations.
hi, and what a splendid job we all thought you were doing here in Brooklyn, New York.
Well, thank you very kindly. How'd the cough play back there?
Beautifully.
Thank you.
We're all in stitches here in Brooklyn.
Well, thank you very kindly. And what was the question you had for your father, George?
No question in particular. Just called to give him a pat on the back.
Don't you like Tom Snyder and the Tom Snyder Show, Polly?
Love Tom. I love the shirt.
There you
too.
go.
The
There
shirt
you
is
go.
almost my
Thank you,
favorite
Polly.
part.
Thank you.
Yes.
Polly, why don't you ask George what his favorite movie is?
George, what is your favorite movie?
I don't have one, Polly. They're all my children.
I don't mean the ones, or we don't mean the ones. See, Polly and I talked this afternoon as well. We don't mean the ones that
Tom
you...
are very tight.
Thank you. We don't mean the ones that you did. We mean the ones that you might have seen, like Titanic.
Oh, I didn't see that, but
see this one?
Yeah,
oh,
I hear
Hey, down she goes.
Yeah,
huh?
Polly, we talked about that today, that you said...
We did.
You want to go to
we
see...
talked about Good Will Hunting today. As a
I hear that's a fabulous movie.
Excellent. It's
now,
so smart.
Polly, have you seen the Jack Nicholson picture, As Good as It Gets?
Yes, I have.
What'd you think?
I enjoyed it thoroughly. I'm a big Helen Hunt fan.
Well, I am too, but I thought it was a little bit long.
It was a little bit long, a little nip and tuck here and there. Couldn't have hurt, but for the most part, I was highly entertained.
Yeah. Have you seen Titanic?
Have not. I was going to see that
Oh,
tonight,
you got to see this one, Polly. I'll tell you, he spent $200 million, they say, on this picture, James Cameron.
Mm-hmm.
Every nickel is on the screen. Every dollar is up there.
That's what I hear.
Unbelievable. Yeah.
I know.
Now, he could have tightened this one up about 45 minutes.
Yeah, and that's the ending. I mean,
But as he told me during our conversation this afternoon, he says, I worked on this sucker for 3.5 years, and they're going to watch everything I shot.
Damn right.
Yeah, damn straight.
Damn right.
Yeah. Well, Polly, I'm glad you called.
Well, thank you for taking my call, and good night, and we will keep watching.
Okay, Polly. Happy New Year, kid.
Same to you.
Hey, Polly, I like your old man a great deal.
Thank you so much.
Okay, hon.
Bye.
Bye-bye. So you want to...
I didn't think that something like this was possible.
Isn't it great?
It is great.
Yeah.
It is great.
See,
this is a party.
Hey, it's the show that keeps on giving.
It's the show that keeps on giving. And what a nice... Those people, they scream, don't they? And,
sure.
And Polly...
It's amazing. Now, how about another clip?
Yeah, I love clips. That's why I'm here.
Okay. Whoopi Goldberg was here, and she talked about farting.
Really?
Yes.
I didn't know you could even say that word.
Well, you not only can say it, you can do it.
All right, I don't have to, do I?
No. Thank you for sharing. Here is dear Whoopi Goldberg, who was here talking about her book, which is entitled Book.
Great joys of life. I just do.
It does provide a certain comfort once completed.
It provides a comfort. My mother always said, more room out than in.
Yes.
But
we got to go back and start it because we missed the first 3 or 4 words that came out of Whoopi's mouth.
Right.
And if you don't hear the first 3 or 4 words, the whole thing means Zippo.
Okay.
So let me know, Mark, when it's re-racked, okay? We'll just sit here and await the re-racking.
Oh, well, now the guy's going to be sweating back there.
So?
Well.
They have it, sir.
Oh, thank you. Here is Whoopi Goldberg as she appeared on our show recently.
I just think flatulence is one of the great joys of life. I just do.
It does provide a certain comfort once completed.
It provides a comfort. My mother always said, more room out than in.
Yes.
But the thing that really made me begin to think about it as deeply as I do is getting on elevators. Knowing that someone, you know, you get on the elevator, you turn around, the doors close, and it's like air biscuit. But it's not even your air biscuit. It's just this sort of light green light that's in there. And then the doors open and somebody gets on and looks at you like this. I think there should be some way, some comforting way where we can lean over and say, I didn't drop this one. You know, there should be like a sign in the elevator.
But you know, the minute you open your mouth, everybody knows you're the one that did it. I mean,
well, I tell people I do.
Oh, do you really?
Yes, because I don't want to be blamed for one of them really bad ones. You know, those kind where you just think you need to see a doctor.
Immediately.
Because something went up there and died, you know. I mean, you know, it's one of those things. It's one of those things that we can talk about in private, but we can't have a good laugh about in public.
It's a genuinely funny thing.
It is.
And when kids fart, they laugh. My granddaughter let one go after dinner a week ago Sunday, and she started to laugh hysterically, and I with her.
Listen.
She said, Grandpa Tommy, I farted. I said, yes, you did, and it's okay.
Mel Brooks, Blazing Saddles, one of the all-time greatest comedic pieces of film.
Of all time.
Of all time.
And they ran it on one of the networks, and they cut the sound.
They cut the sound. Now, what do they think? People don't know?
Yeah, exactly.
You know, you go like this, you know what's going on.
Exactly, exactly.
Please, it's a fart. Say the word, enjoy it.
Is she not the best?
Yes, the best.
Have you ever, in your stage experience, you know...
But do you know about Le Pétomane? Do you know about this French?
Let me do the fast break, and I know him.
You know him?
Know of him.
Know of him?
I have his books.
I think there was only one.
Yes, it was. George Segal, Just Shoot Me, over on NBC, back after this break.
It looks like our house.
But it doesn't smell like our house.
That looks like our mom, but...
She's baking!
Too busy to bake? Perfect. Try Pillsbury's one-step cookie. Just pop it in the oven. It even comes in its own pan. Next thing you know, you're eating a big, hot, fresh cookie.
You know what this means?
Yeah, our mom bakes.
Kinda scary, huh?
You've tried to quit before, but you're still smoking. Now there are totally different ways to help you quit. Not a patch, not a gum, but prescription medicines that can help reduce your urge to smoke and help separate you from your cigarettes. Ask your doctor about the different ways to quit. Or call 1-888-959-STOP and get ready for success.
Tonight on Dave, Good Will Hunting's Minnie Driver and Tobey Maguire.
I am the New Year's Eve dick.
Tonight on The Late Show.
A pregnant woman faces a desperate surgery.
What kind of risk would be entailed here?
How can she choose between her own life and her baby's? Promised Land. Then, Dick Van Dyke is framed for the murder of a gangster.
The whole thing was a setup.
I sentence you to death by lethal injection.
All new Diagnosis Murder. It's all CBS Thursday.
Home delivery of the Sunday Los Angeles Times.
Sunday is my day to relax and read the Times.
Every Sunday I used to go down to the corner and get the paper. It's so much easier having it delivered.
I love the feeling of opening the door, looking down, and seeing the paper there. I like that.
On a Sunday, who needs another errand?
It looks so tragic on Sunday mornings. Don't make me go get the paper.
For me, the ideal Sunday is having a cup of coffee and reading the Times.
On Sunday, I wake up and it's there. I get the LA Times on Sunday only, and that's perfect for me.
I want things brought to me, and I want the paper brought to me.
I can't imagine not having the Los Angeles Times delivered on Sunday. You got to get it delivered.
The Sunday Los Angeles Times. Through this exclusive TV offer, enjoy home delivery for about $1 a week. 40% off the regular price. That's 6 free Sundays. Plus, call now and get your free Weekend Escapes travel guide. Plan the perfect weekend from 50 fun, affordable getaways. Don't miss this special offer of home delivery of the Sunday Los Angeles Times and your free Weekend Escapes guide. Call now.
Before we continue with our friend George Segal, I have just about 32 seconds here of a compliment, although somewhat left-handed, from Jennifer Tilly when she appeared on the program during the past year. Here's Jennifer.
Can I pay you sort of a compliment?
Please do.
You know what I love? It's late at night. I'm getting ready to go to bed. I look at the clock. It's Tom Snyder time. No matter how tired I am,
it's Tom Snyder time. Yes.
I always have to stop and listen to your opening monologue because I have to say it's peculiarly soothing to me. I love when you say, let the pictures fly through the air.
Well, thank
For
you.
some reason, everything's right with the world, and I turn off the TV and I go to sleep. I just
thank you so much.
You say that.
Thank you. Anyway, back with George Segal and you on the toll-free as time permits right after this short break.
Honey, you went out for milk 3 days ago. Come home now.
It's just more fun to drive. The all-new Accord from Honda.
Even with a whole new world of toothbrushes, you still may not reach the places between teeth where germs that can cause the gum disease gingivitis breed. But with Listerine, you can. Listerine is the one brand, the only brand, clinically proven to flow into the tiny spaces between teeth to kill germs and help prevent gum disease. Germs can hide from your toothbrush, but not from Listerine. Don't let a good mouth go bad.
At America's top university, the most gifted mind is the person who cleans its floors. Nominated for 4 Golden Globe Awards, including Best Picture of the Year.
I love you.
Good Will Hunting, rated R. Now playing Select City, starts Friday everywhere.
How to speak Australian. Guppy. Beer. Foster's Australian for beer.
Why am I always the last to know? When we got the Peterson account, I was the last to know. The merger, last to know. Hey, we got a new logo?
Introducing Ship Alert from FedEx.com. More than tracking, it can email you the moment a package has been shipped.
First to know. Mr. Smith, the shipment just left Italy, and you heard it here first.
Smith was transferred a month ago.
Of course he was. I knew that.
Be the first to know with FedEx Ship Alert.
Every year I try to quit smoking cold turkey, but this year is my year. I'm committed. I'm psyched. And I have help, Nicorette gum, to help control my cravings. It's not like the patch. Nicorette lets me decide how much nicotine to use and when to use it, so I can stop smoking now. The idea is, by this time next year, to save enough money by not smoking, to be not smoking in Cancun.
Nicorette gum helps you fight your cravings, your habit, your way. You can do it. Nicorette can help.
This is an electronically controlled arm, like the one I helped design for the movie The Fugitive.
When he's not making movies, you'll find Stephen Duff at the Rehabilitation Institute of Chicago, making a difference.
We design and create artificial limbs for people of all ages. When I decided to go for my degree, I checked out a lot of colleges. DeVry made the most sense. DeVry gave me the skills I needed to reach my goals. I want to do the same for these kids.
For a higher degree of success, call DeVry, 1-800-423-7000.
We're back with George Segal, who can be seen in Just Shoot Me on the NBC television network and is also on the cover of the current issue of Satellite TV Week magazine. This picture appears in all pages of the article. You brought up the name Lepetame. Now tell this crowd of whom you speak.
Well, there was this guy around the turn of the century, I believe, Lepetame, which is French for silent or gas emissions.
SBD. Silent but deadly.
Yeah, silent but deadly. Yeah. Or church creepers, I think. This guy, Lepetame, though, but he was serious and he was a professional fartist.
Flatulator.
Yes. Flatulator. And he, before crowned heads of Europe, because there's not much to laugh about if you're a crowned head of Europe, it seems to me. Right. But they would all come together to watch this guy fart La Marseillaise.
That's correct.
Da-dum-da-dum-dum-dum.
Yeah. And also, he played before more people than Sarah Bernhardt. He played... No, no. Haven't we all? Yeah. But I mean, he outdrew... He was the toast of Paris.
Well, this was before television. I think you have to explain that.
Yes, it was.
Because now the numbers are entirely different
That's right,
for that kind of show.
Yeah. But let me tell you, you know the clothes of his act.
No, I didn't.
And by the way, the man did not appear nude. He wore specially fitted trousers.
Which he would spread. They were tails.
There was an aperture at the back of the trousers through which the music, as it were.
You got away with a word, honey.
The music of the night would play. But for his clothes, and when he auditioned for the guy who ran the nightclub in Paris, he brought out a small glass tub filled with water, about that much water. And he sat down in the tub of water, and he emptied the tub. He left quickly.
And I imagine God knows what happened off stage.
Only God would want to know. I sure as hell know. Yeah.
What, and leave show business? So this guy sat in a tub
and emptied it. Yeah.
This guy could do something.
Oh, listen, he blew out candles. He blew smoke rings. I mean, I've got videotape of this, and on the last show, years and years from now,
you're going to show that.
I'm going to show that on my last show because after that, I'm going.
No pun intended.
I could call Les Moonves king of the world, but I'm gone when I show. It makes no. I could write Letterman's name in the sky, and I'm still gone when I show that. Yeah.
Because there's that ongoing temptation, that little devil back there. You're online.
That's right.
Very few people can say that.
Let me ask you here. You made this picture, The Longest Day.
Yes.
Right. Yes. And you were like a ranger, an army ranger, and you would scale the mountaintops.
Quant du Oc. That's the name of this sheer thing that the rangers.
Did you do that, or was that a?
Well, you start to go up, and then at the very top you do it, and in the middle they have real rangers doing it because it's hard to go up a sheer cliff, particularly with these thin wrists. You can imagine. So, and that's probably why I'm acting. I don't know where I'm going with this.
Okay, but let me ask you a question. Were you ever in danger doing those pictures like you did Bridget Remagen? Right? Remagen.
Yeah, that's a good war movie. Yeah. Well, you know, Robert Wagner, you know, the actor, handsome guy. He was in my unit, and Paul Anka was in my unit, and Tommy Sands was in my unit, and Fabian,
the singer from Philadelphia.
Yes. And there was supposed to be Bobby Rydell was also a singer, and they were going to have one unit of singers
from Philadelphia.
Don't ask me from Philadelphia, right? I guess there was such a thing. Yeah, there was something like
how
that.
We won the war.
Right. Yeah. Well, the Sullivan brothers, you know, went out. That was 5 brothers, and they
on the boat.
Yeah, on the boat. So the Navy stopped sending out brothers and stuff.
Right.
So, but I guess singers from Philadelphia is another category.
That's exactly right. If they go, we just clone 4 more and bring them in.
And Wagner was the captain of this.
Yeah.
And I was anyway. Bobby Rydell fell out. I don't know how I fell in, but that's how my life has been.
But Robert Wagner,
he said to me, "Don't do any," you know. And I wanted to put my helmet on. He said, "You're just going to be another helmet." You know, I wanted to charge the hill.
Yeah.
But I said, no, I want to do this because I wanted to have the experience. So I charged up over this hill with the Rangers, and then I threw up.
Thank you.
Because it was more exertion that I could handle.
And did you like making those pictures more than you like making, for example, A Touch of Class, which was very, very funny?
Yeah, it was a whole different kind of a war film. That's a lot of action adventures. A lot of fun because it's all, in a sense, done for you, but you really get to do it.
Like The Longest Day was D-Day, right, on film?
D-Day, yeah.
Was it like D-Day for the cast making that picture?
Yeah, well, they had all these soldiers. Yeah, they would do all that. Yeah, it was. It was. Yeah. Oh, gosh.
And the other picture that I loved you in.
Yes?
Eva Marie Saint.
Oh, loving.
What? The last scene in that picture. Oh.
Well, you know, I saw a wonderful picture. Speaking of movies we've seen,
I got 1 minute. It's yours. But
okay. Oh, no. This is The Ice Storm, which I didn't know what that was going to be. I didn't know The Ice Storm. And I thought, well, who knows about the 70s? And then I started to see myself. And Loving is a movie that we made at that time.
That's right.
And this is like a movie on that movie. It's odd, but I'm glad you like that movie. That's
I
really
love
good.
Loving, especially when they play the record, Ding Dong Dell, Pussy's in the Well.
Yes, and I was in the crib.
Yeah, and you were in the well with,
another actress.
With an actress, right.
Yes.
Anyway, when you come back the next time, we'll play that song and have more fun.
Thank you, Tom.
I really thank you for your friendship over these 3 years. I really enjoyed meeting you, and give my best to your bride, and thanks again for joining us tonight.
Thanks.
You're welcome, Mr. Segal. George Segal can be seen presently in Just Shoot Me, a massive hit on the NBC television network. Now, this break.
You know, Ed, now that I'm also representing Colonial Penn, I really appreciate all the letters from people saying how much it has helped them.
It's amazing. I've been doing this almost 20 years. It's like I did nothing else. But you know, for as little as $6.95 a month, Colonial Penn makes life insurance affordable.
You're right. Listen to this. Dear Alex, I want to thank you for introducing me to such a wonderful company. With Colonial
Penn, the price will never go up. I can keep my monthly expenses down and still get the coverage I want.
Colonial Penn has helped more than 1 million Americans over 50 get whole life insurance without medical exams or health questions. And acceptance is guaranteed.
Dear Ed, when my husband passed away, it was a very hard time for me. What a relief it was to know we had this coverage. I know it can be difficult to get life insurance if you're not in perfect health, but Colonial Penn really came through for me.
As you know, final costs are rising. A funeral alone can cost over $5,000. So it's important to know you can get the coverage you need.
I used to worry about burdening my loved ones. But with benefits that'll never decrease, I know my family won't have to worry about my final expenses. Thank you.
You too can get the coverage you need. Just call this toll-free number.
And you'll get free information. Remember, your acceptance is guaranteed. Premiums never increase. Benefits never decrease because of age. Coverage builds cash value you can borrow against, and it cannot be canceled. Completing your application is easy.
Find out for yourself why thousands of people have written to thank Colonial Penn. Call this toll-free number now.
Call toll-free 1-800-532-3100 to receive free information in the mail. Dial 1-800-532-3100. The call is free, and so is this handy guide to Social Security. Call now. 1-800-532-3100. There's no risk or obligation. That's 1-800-532-3100.
My thanks to George Segal and all of you who called tonight. Tony Curtis is here tomorrow night, and we'll go behind the scenes and see how they made the Titanic as we show you some of the special effects that made that motion picture possible. It is truly a fine, fine movie. You know, TV was actually invented back in 1894, but they couldn't make it work until 1939 when gaffer tape was invented. Back tomorrow night, same time. It's inside, but it's funny. Good night.
Affair with a White House intern. Tonight, the Los Angeles woman at the center of attention. Then, police hope this sketch will help catch a killer on the loose. Do you recognize him? Plus, witness the reckless rampage during a high-speed pursuit. See what police had to do to stop this man on the run. And England's hottest export puts their spicy spell on Los Angeles. Join Harold Green and Laura Diaz at 11 on ABC 7.
Catch Golden Globe winner Michael J. Fox on an all-new Spin City right now on ABC.
When you see Drew Carey host the 25th Annual American Music Awards, you'll see Garth Brooks live with Drew Carey, Janet Jackson live with Drew Carey, Puff Daddy live with Drew Carey, and Mariah Carey live with Drew Carey. With Drew Live, anything will happen. The 25th Annual American Music Awards, Monday on ABC.
I'm proud to bring an extraordinary love story to ABC.
Unforgettable.
It's about passion and regret.
You stay away from her. And if I don't?
And a woman who must choose.
What do you think I should do?
The Wedding. ABC, February.
Dharma and Greg, K-I-S-S-I-N-G. They'll return on ABC.
Drew and the gang are gonna strip again.
You're born naked and you die naked. End of story.
You don't die naked.
If you plan it right, you do.
Plus Ellen, ABC, next. TGIF's going through the roof with a night of double Sabrinas.
Ow!
1 at 8/7 Central.
I thought you said this was low impact.
8 at 9/8 Central, and all new Sabrina.
I'm blonde. My IQ just dropped 20 points.
Plus Boy Meets World. And on an all new Teen Angel, Steve joins the drama club.
Any last words of advice? They ask you to show skin. Go for it.
TGIF Friday.
After the Super Bowl, they're here. Leggy invaders from Venus on a mission of seduction.
Are you gonna keep us here and make us your sex slaves?
No. Are you sure? I mean, that would be a pretty good evil plan.
It would be
torture.
Shut up!
Cindy Crawford in the big 1-hour Third Rock after the Super Bowl on NBC.
Shaq and the Lakers face the Sonics or Knicks Pistons. Coverage starts at 3 Eastern.
Saturday, right here on NBC.
Watching Third Rock from the Sun on NBC.
Next, a desperado gunning to get his friend a job.
Do you know who you're talking to?
A man who needs a good man. And I don't mean that in a weird way.
It's boss versus worker.
If you're wrong, you'll pay for it for the rest of your days.
All new Workin', NBC next.
Championships, starting Friday night in prime time at 9 Eastern and Pacific on NBC.
When it comes to doing drugs and alcohol, make the right choice. Don't let the other kids make the choice for you, because they're mostly idiots.
And now, stay tuned for an actual eyewitness account of an alien abduction.
We were captured by these terrible creatures disguised as beautiful women. Oh, Dick and Tommy were fools, not me. Their long, curvy bodies. Did they think I'd be fooled by that? Ow! I just pretended to be fooled to find out their secrets. Okay, gotta go. I gotta find me out more secrets. I need a mint.
Third Rock, after the Super Bowl on NBC. Working, it's like your job, only funnier. Next on NBC.
Hey guys, sorry I'm late. I ran into an old friend from college last night. We stayed up talking until 2 in the morning.
Boy or girl?
Boy.
Whichever.
Sam was the brightest guy in our class. He graduated summa cum laude with a degree in art history.
What the hell do you do with a degree in art history?
Sam?
Matt?
Lots of things.
A degree in art history. Now, that's what my great-uncle would call twinkle, twinkle.
Twinkle, twinkle?
Oh, he was a screenwriter in the 40s.